Hey everybody, Stephen Bogren here from Pro Physique. Today I want to talk about how to get back into the gym. So hey everybody, hope you're all making it through quarantine so far. Doing pretty well. I think now with some states announcing that they're going to be opening, some gymnasiums being ready to open, and things getting back to normal as soon as next week for some people, it definitely is a good idea to talk about how do we transition back into the gym, how do we transition back into physical activity and make sure that we stay safe and healthy and we're doing all the right things to, get all the muscle back and do all those kind of things. Because, let's be real, for a lot of us, we've been maybe not training at all. We don't have anything at the house. We've been lacking in motivation, discipline, whatever it might be. And we've been, espresso depresso, as I like to call it. Especially depressed. Just due to, lack of social interaction. Now, for some of us, that isn't as big of a deal. We're maybe a little bit more introverted in general anyways. But for some of us who are very extroverted, that can suck ass. Like bad, right? And so we could really be feeling the pressure of not having those social interactions the same way. And so we want to be aware of that and say, hey, while we're, still out, try and do something. Something's always going to be better than nothing. But even so, if you've been doing absolutely nothing, we're still probably going to get back into our social environments and the gym and stuff, and it's important to talk about how we do that. So let's talk about, first and foremost, for those of us that have been doing jack all shit, playing video games, what's up World of Warcraft, and just kind of hanging out. For us, we want to be very careful because it's going to be a matter of we've detrained a bit, okay? Now, I think everybody is going to most likely have been detrained at least to a degree, unless you've had a full gym setup at your disposal that you can utilize. So, for those of us who have been doing absolutely nothing, we are even more so detrained. And so, it probably doesn't make a lot of sense to just go back in, go gung-ho, guns a-blazing, so I started blasting. I hope you guys get that reference. DeVito, don't just go back in there and start blasting, you know what I mean? You gotta take your time. So maybe being a little bit more conservative with your approach coming back in. If you were on maybe a percentage-based program, maybe we don't need to be on that, right? Maybe we need to, at most, look at deload week numbers and say, okay, and really assess how we feel. Because there's a couple things that are gonna happen. One, neuromuscularly, you might not be as good at your movements, which means how you perform the movements, just being comfortable in a squat or a deadlift or a bench press with your form, staying safe, being able to recruit muscle fibers the same. We can see some detriment there, especially if, say, it's been 4, 6, 8 weeks since we've done those movements. So it might make a lot of sense just to go back in and practice the movements. Say, okay, well, I don't really need to worry about weight as much. I don't. You don't. Trust me. You need to worry about full range of motion, safe movement patterns, and performing the movement efficiently and effectively, right? That should be our main focus and goal. Get back into the habit of doing some things, okay? Now, as you warm up, if things feel good, maybe we can go up, but I would say probably max it out at about an RPE 8, 2 reps shy of failure at most. Do what feels good. Take a few weeks, work your way back into it. Don't be in a rush. I know that it's very easy for a lot of us because we utilize the gym as a big social environment and stress management tool. But take your time. You can still hang out. You can still see everybody, get good vibes. What's up, yo? Man, you looking swole. And now my friends be like, yo, what's up, yo? You looking dough. I've been eating a lot. But, we can still get a lot of the good things there. We can still get a good workout. We can still burn calories. We can still start working on reactivating all of our muscle tissue and stuff. Yes, we can do all those things. But we don't want to go too hard, too fast, because what happens then is we have a weird shift, right? Something goes awry. Maybe we get into a range of motion we're not comfortable or good with because we're not feeling as crisp with our movement pattern stuff. And then boom, oh, guess who's on a visit to the hospital? It's us. And that's what we don't want to do. That is exactly what we do not want, is we don't want any kind of major injury risk. Because for those of us who obviously then also have health concerns with everything going on in the world today, that's probably not necessarily the place you're like super psyched about being. Let's be real. What about those of us who have kind of been training? Maybe we've been doing some body weight stuff. Oh yeah, squats. There's a desk behind me, I just hit it. You know, maybe we've been doing banded exercises and pull-ups and stuff. Great. We are not going to be as detrained, okay? We can probably be a little bit more aggressive in terms of our approach back into the gym. Probably gonna be used to a lot of things, tendons, ligaments, everything's gonna feel pretty good for the most part. Our movement pattern for squats is gonna feel pretty good for the most part. Now, as we increase the amount of load that we're using, that might change. That might change. So we do wanna be aware of what we're looking at in terms of load utilization and going towards 1 rep max and how heavy we're going. And again, the same rules apply. If it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't feel crisp, maybe err on the side of caution, be smart and be safe. It's okay for us not to be as strong when we go back into the gym. It's okay for us not to be able to do everything exactly the way that we were doing it beforehand. A lot of us have had to make a lot of changes to our training regimens and routines. It's okay to say, hey, maybe I really like some of the training regimens and routines and things I've been utilizing while I've been at home and modifying stuff. It's okay to bring those in, to start using those some in the gym as well. But what we don't want to do, and I can't stress this enough, is force it too hard, too fast. Nobody likes that. I guess maybe some people do, but then you get hurt. And that's never a good thing, because then we're out longer. Take your time, ease it in, warm yourself up. That's what we need to do. I'm a 12-year-old. So anyways, we want to be smart. Now, some of us are very blessed and we've had the ability to train pretty regularly. For us, you know, for those guys, it's probably just getting back in. And it's getting into the swing of things. You're probably not going to see a huge decrement or change. I know some of us, you know, maybe you have access to stuff once a week, right? So I have some clients where, hey, if they're a female and they're a bikini competitor, they have access to a full gym once a week that they can go use, and there's nobody else there, Well, we focus on the most important stuff. We have one day where we're specifically targeting lower body and keeping strength and lifts there, right? So when they go back into the gym, guess what? Lower body's probably going to be pretty much on point. We've been doing the right things to sort of stave off any muscle loss and keep strength and practice movements at, you know, higher percentages of 1RM, those kind of things. Awesome. However, maybe on upper body lifts, again, be freaking careful, okay? So really, TLDR, be careful. Don't push it too hard, too fast, guys. Take your time, stave off injury, be healthy, be smart, and I will be quiet.